y'all can hear me or not. But sunrise looks like it's gonna be pretty. Good morning, everybody. I won't be able to chat. Good morning, everybody. 99% of hunting is being out in the woods, relaxing. And I can see y'all in chat, but I can't read it because I don't have my reading glasses on. But I'll keep it over here towards the sunrise. If I drop the phone, you know something's up. I'm surprised I have signal. We're way out in the middle of nowhere. Over that way, about 125 yards is where we had the rock thrown at us in 2020. Good morning. Yeah, those hills way over there. We're way up here. There's a hill behind me that's way higher. Peyton's up on it. I think he went around the lip of it. He's trying a new spot. He took my chair. We saw several bugs this morning on the way in, an hour before daylight. But good morning from Tennessee Woods. This is South Marshall County. We may even be in Lincoln County. If Lincoln County sounds familiar, we're not far, maybe 15, 20 minutes from the Jack Daniels distillery. We're on that road. The dogs have woken up. So this is my view this morning. And I'm not really after anything. I'm just here with him, but couldn't pass up a chance to come out here and sit. So, the reason this is a good spot, you have this trail that opens up. This farm is kind of thick. The fields are grown up. You can tell down there. And there's acorns all down in here. Some still falling. They're mostly down. I can see some still here. And what happens is there's no breeze this morning, but if a couple of them fall and hit the ground, the deer will hear them, and they'll come in here and feed. We've thought about bringing small pebbles and tossing them to bring in deer. That can work. Yeah, but the sunrise looks like it's going to be pretty cool. And like I said, y'all, I'll keep y'all with me for a little bit, but if I put this phone down, I got some, deer coming in. If it's a bunch of does, I'll try to stay on. If it's a doe by itself running, I'll put the phone down because the bucks are still chasing. Merry Christmas, everybody. I see some movement in this field down here. Could be. There's a few cows, but they're not usually moving this early, this far up. The hunters are probably like, be quiet, dumbass. Good morning, Mark. I can see your name because you're in blue. Let me see if I can read who's on here. Patriot Yank, Crazy Irish. I just got a text from Peyton. You seen anything? Let me try to put my glasses on, y'all. All right, now I can see. Abnormal Investigations, Patriotic Yank. It is dry. Wide Open Adventures. Good morning. I'll be quiet. I put my readers back up, y'all. I hope y'all have a good day. It was like, I think it was 29 degrees when we got out of the truck. There's a long walk back here, warm me up. In the field behind me. It's grown up. The owner's going to clean it up for next year, he said. But I kind of like it like this. Because this farm is a little over 300 acres. Backed up to a lot of hills and woods that nobody hunts. And you can stalk on this farm. You can use the cover to move. But things can stalk you also. And we've had some booger activity here. Just, we've never felt threatened. If y'all hear me talk about the rock throwing incident, it was here. The monkey sounds, strange smells. But there was activity. There's 3 ponds, and there's a nice spring, but it's been dry. You know, like this year, and it doesn't seem to be as active that way, which is okay with me. But we, coming in with flashlights, still a little nerve-wracking. But Peyton did find a new tree break a couple weeks ago that I posted, and we walked past it this morning, and it is about 10 foot high. And it's what are those thorn trees, y'all? Mark, what are those? What are thorns? Thorn, really hardwoods that's have about 3 and 4 inch thorns. Locusts, yeah, they'll eat you up. But something once again reached up in the middle of one of them and broke it down 2 places, and there's no reason for it. Nothing fell on it. The trees around it are intact. If y'all go to Squatch and Holler on Facebook, you'll see where I posted those pictures. We walked past that this morning. I put the flashlight on it. Just I stopped and looked around. There's no explanation for it, but who knows? I didn't see anything do it, so Peyton went that way, and there's a field now. 3 years ago, almost four. Yeah, it's almost four now. 4 hunting seasons ago, right up there at the top, there's some cedars, and I found what I thought might be a track, but I didn't. I took pictures, but I didn't know enough to even pull the leaves out of it then. And this place here is what really got us, got me thinking about that again after 35 years. I didn't have much of anything happen. Hunting out in the woods at night, fishing. Oh, I hear something over here. Maybe a cow. And for y'all just joining, I'm just enjoying the morning. It'd be nice to have a cup of coffee. I just went live on YouTube. I didn't do StreamYard, and this thing, once I cut it off, it'll take 24 hours for it um to be ready on YouTube. I appreciate y'all. This is what us Hicks like to do on our days off. Yeah, Bodoc. Yeah, is that Will? Who is that? Oh, hey, Will. I can't see. He's probably out hunting. I'm gonna be quiet for a little bit here. I hear something down at the bottom. Y'all know it's impossible for me to be quiet. I take after my dad. I was thinking about him the other day. He's been gone a year and a half, and he would get a kick out of us having a Bigfoot show, because I used to send him videos of stuff, and he laughed at me originally years ago, but then that thing jumped off the bank and chased him back into the car one night, and it landed on 2 feet, real big, and that's when he started questioning things. He came and said, "How big was that thing you said you saw?" So I would send him, and I'd show him the difference between the BS videos and the what could be real. There's a small percentage of them that go in that category. Keep talking, brother. Listen on the way from. I appreciate you, Mark. Yeah. I'm surprised y'all can hear me, but these iPhones are pretty sensitive. I hope Peyton gets a big one. He's so patient, y'all. He passes up deer. That's why he learned from me and his granddaddy. Though we were lucky enough to have a farm back in the day that we could. There was 500 acres behind us that this guy didn't let anybody hunt, and then the farm was surrounded by other farms that half of them didn't hunt, and the others we I don't know. It's probably in that area, maybe 12 to 1,500 acres. Had a 27-acre lake, creeks and springs and plenty of stuff for them to eat. And we just let them grow. And Peyton's pretty picky. Yeah, I saw something down there, white flickered. Probably a tail. I got a buck, opening day here, and unless it's a monster, I'm probably gonna let him go. Maybe he can get one. He'll send me pictures of shooters that kind of proud of him for how he goes about his business. He pays attention to everything. And this farm here, I got to teach him how to stalk. And the next year, he got the biggest buck of his life doing, what we went over, and how to use cover and checking the wind, and if their eye goes behind they can go behind a 3 or 4 inch round tree. As long as they can't see you, you can move, but you got to move quick, if you're going to pull your gun up. But little stuff like that, and he applied that, and he called me, he was tore up. Yeah, it's sunrise, y'all. Look at that. Yeah, I'd like to see. Yeah, I'd like to see some of the game cam photos. We saw one about 2 hills over about 2 weeks ago. That y'all, I mean, people always say, "Oh, it was a X amount of points." I don't know how many points he had, but I know how big he was. We stopped and turned around, and came back, and he looked like the rack was shaped like a mule deer, and we don't have those here. But he was so big, but um, he was on the hot dough. Hope he makes it, and that's what I hope. You know, these does get ready. I mean, these bucks they'll run through a plate glass window to get to them. So I'm gonna keep it this way. This is the first time I've been in this stand in the mornings. I got up in it one day just to see to clear out some shooting lanes, but to point him in the right direction. But he said there's an armadillo that lives somewhere close, and he'll come out. And he'll sound like a herd of elephants by himself. So don't. He said it sounds like a bunch of deer coming. Yeah, I know Patriotic Yank. I've been out west a couple of times, and I've seen those big deer. And to to say something here in Tennessee look like you know how the racks are shaped pretty much different than what we have here. But this guy, he was very healthy, and it was that type of shape. It was, I don't know, I'm not going to give you dimensions because it'd be guessing, but it's one of the top five bucks I've ever seen on the hoof here in this state, and he might have been two or three. I've been very fortunate to see some. I hunted one buck when I was, let me think. It was after I saw the Bigfoot at 14 because I had built a stand in metal shop in school. Heavy son of a gun. Put wheels on it. Rolled that thing in after I saw him that first time. I hunted him for 2 or 3 years and didn't get anything. But that's how big he was. But that buck, even though I didn't get him, made me a better hunter. I had to try to outthink him and pay attention to, the wind and where I was at and what he was doing, where he used his cover and travel ways. And like I said, I saw him 3 times, and the closest I ever came to getting him, I was in that stand that I built, and it was like 17 or 18 does. Came right by the stand, went out in the sagebrush field, wasn't very big. They stayed out there so long, my legs fell asleep, and I stayed so still. And the last one jumped the fence, and I was like, finally I can move. And I moved just a half inch, made a noise, and he was under my stand to my left. Man, he was, when it sounds like a bull takes off running, I saw that flash of his rack, and I just, I give up. But like I said, it made me better. And privileged to even get to see him those 3 times. Had a neighbor saw him one day. He was about my age. He come in and told my dad what he saw and how big it was. He said, well, I figured it was pretty big because Roger ain't shot nothing in 3 years. He keeps going after it and coming out. And y'all, that was after I saw the Bigfoot, and I had my little $2 flashlight coming out at night. But I did leave earlier after that. I mean, that was about 3 years after I saw that thing. Yeah, the sun, that's... Oh, man. I feel the sun hit the side of the hill just now. I can feel the thermals. And I know a lot of y'all hunters know what that is, but there's been no breeze. There's not a breeze. But when the sun starts hitting this cold ground, I'm assuming it's it's heating it up a little bit, and that air rises, and so it's a breeze, but it really ain't. It's coming up, if that makes sense. And y'all more seasoned people, y'all can, if I'm wrong on that, that's the way I understand it. But I've all my life, there was a long time I didn't know what it was. It's like, man, the breeze picked up. My dad was like, no, that's that air rising. And I mean, as soon as that sunlight hits those leaves right there, y'all barely see it. The air starts moving. And this is the spot where we were cleaning out the other day and talking and throwing wood around and stuff, and those does came in. They didn't even care. but the big old boy he'll carry. I mean, if I'm talking and run one to Peyton, that's okay. Look at that. I hope a doe or two or a little buck comes through here while I got y'all on. That's what I was hoping. There's tons of little, spikes, not spikes, but 4 pointers and 5 pointers. And first year, they're pretty. They run all over. And if I sat here long enough and be quiet, I'll probably see one of those. Be kind of cool to watch one walk through. Squirrels are kind of quiet today. It's odd. Maybe it's because I'm talking. Peyton, he told me the other day he was sitting here and his squirrel was working hard. He was digging holes and hiding nuts. And he sat here and watched him. He was real close to his stand. I believe it was on this side over here. He just watched him. He was working away, and a few deer come through. He said a small buck come through and dug, moved a little bit of leaves and dirt and ate one of them acorns, I guess, what he was hiding, and said that squirrel was raising cane. They were coming through, eating the ones he just buried. Yeah, y'all, ones that's just coming in, I don't have my readers on, so I can't read the chat. I'm just here, out here hunting. I thought I'd bring y'all with me. It's kind of cool. It kind of struck me when I did the Christmas live of the Christmas lights, and there was people from all over the world watching. I thought, that is, I knew that was possible, but it's fun sharing, you know. And this is what us crazy hicks do for fun on our days off. We sit in the woods and talk on YouTube. I'm gonna keep it kind of that way. I'm gonna set my arm down. There's a squirrel way down there at the fence row. I know y'all can't see him, but just keep an eye on the birds and the squirrels if they start scattering. I love it when they get quiet. The chipmunks, and they'll be doing their thing, and all of a sudden the woods will get quiet, and you bet your tail that there's a predator. Usually a red-tailed hawk or something here. We have very few bald eagles, and they've just come in the last 20 years. But they're raising here in this county, and man, getting to see those things, they're huge, pretty, and they're pretty also. But these red tails, they'll they'll make stuff hide. There's a squirrel up here in this tree. That cedar. There he goes. I don't know if y'all can see him or not. Him or her. He's coming to me. See him? He's like, no. Well, them idiots are here. I'm gonna go over there. I did. Let me tell you a little trick that I learned by accident. And this is a tip. This is Roger's hunting tip for people who probably know more than I do. But years ago, I had an idea on our farm, and especially when the first weekend, usually they're rutting here, November 19th, that area, you know. So what I started doing is I'd go out after dark the day before, maybe around midnight, 11 o'clock, midnight. And if it was raining, I wouldn't do it. But if it was, good, gonna be a good cold morning the next day, and the does are in heat, I take Q-tips and put that Tinks 69 doe and estrus stuff. That's really good. And I would take, and I had a blind at that time. I had several places, but I always liked hunting that field on opening day. And I would take and spread those things out with fresh Tink 69 and leave them overnight. And then I would make sure I got there before daylight. And I'd wait till I get to my close to my blind, and I would start dipping fresh Q-tips in that stuff and throwing it out. And then I'd get them. Don't get it on you, for sure. But I'd get in that blind, and the sun, when you started seeing light, there were bucks. There'd be bucks everywhere. I seen eight and 10 bucks in that field, and in the morning. And I've also seen them, you know, start fighting immediately. There was a few years sage grass grew up in it. I was sitting in my blind one morning. I had done that exact thing, and I'm looking across the field and I don't see anything. Well, I turned to my left, scanning, real slow, and I come back and there's like 3 bucks standing there. And I'm like, where did they come from? And I see something up in the fence row moving, and I look back down, and there's 2 more. It's 5 bucks, and this goes on like there was 8 bucks. And there were 2 shooters. I was about to pull the trigger on this one nice 8-pointer, and he flinched, and he didn't break into a run, but he trotted a few feet, and he was at alert. And I'm like, something's got him spooked. And I looked back up in that fence row, what I had seen. The hot doe was laying up there with the big buck. And he had whooped him, I guess, all night long. And he claimed her, and they were up there. And so I almost missed out, but I did get him. He was a big 8-pointer, thick, mass and whatever. And hopefully he got the job done. But, those other bucks were nice. There was a few small ones. They're away from the bigger ones. But yeah, I mean, so that method worked for me for 20 something years in a row. This place is so far away from the house here that it's kind of hard to do that. But that's my tip for y'all: is set it up the night before and let them driving deer crazy. Put fresh stuff out right before break of day, and then hold on to your hat, because usually when they come into the field, they've smelled that stuff all night long. They've brought them into the area. If you got a slight breeze, it'll bring them in. And of course, it helps if there's a hot doe around. But I mean, it didn't fail me for a long time, a couple decades. But I just don't have that set up anymore. But Peyton does it. It works for him. But anyway, it's one of them ideas. I don't know where it come from, and just happened to work out. Been on here 36 minutes. Who is that? Ken Squatch. I barely can see it. Yeah. I know Peyton. Peyton was telling me he was going to a new spot he found this week. I said, that's okay. I'll get in your stand. And I saw the look on his face like, oh no. He's killed some nice deer out of the stand. Hey, I appreciate all y'all that subscribed, or any subscriber. I appreciate it. There, we jumped up to over 850. I checked it at 855 from about 20 people from yesterday, and I couldn't do that without y'all sharing. Sharing to your friends and stuff. And TikTok, I know some people have mixed feelings about that app, but I had 1,000 um, followers. I got about 1,100 now, so I can go live. And the only problem with TikTok, people from everywhere can see what you're doing, which is okay. But if y'all want to follow me over there, it's Squatch and Holler. Also, I think it's Squatchin' dot Holler, but I'm gonna be quiet a minute. I thought I saw some movement down there. Normally, normally I would be watching more this way, but since Peyton went that way this morning, I mean I know they can go around him, and if they're over that way, maybe he'll get one. We only heard one shot so far this morning. It was way off, but the weather had been a little warm. They quit chasing. We got to where we were seeing a few of them together again. That's not good when the bucks start running together. But sometimes these cold snaps can trigger. And I think I talked to Greg. Their rutting season starts later than ours because it's warmer. If you don't get one the first 2 weeks here in Tennessee or southern middle Tennessee, the rut, it'll go on, but it's crazy the first week especially. It'll change, with the weather and stuff, but that's pretty much the rule of thumb here. But you got to stay at it. We saw a nice one on the way in. He was a six. My daddy used to call him a basket rat. He's gonna be a good one next year. He was a couple miles down the road. Yeah, TikTok. I can see part of your comment there. Um, it's wild. Um, I've got some good followers. There's a handful that I've got to know a little bit, but I don't know if any of them come over to YouTube. I've picked up a few subs from that, but I think most of them are TikTok only. I like YouTube because all the people I know use it. So good morning, everybody. Yeah, patriotic Yank. It's where we live. There's some small lakes. You know, I don't know if it's really a lake, 3 to 5 acres. Farmers but we're in the middle. You can go an hour any direction and hit a good place to fish. Big places. No, we used to fish the creeks, Fountain Creek. Um, we'd fish at night. We had certain fishing holes we'd go to and fish them, out, and then it would come a flood and then wash new stuff in. And got something down here, y'all. That wasn't there earlier. Let me keep an eye on it. There are cows on this farm. There goes a deer right there. Fixing to run out and open here. Yeah, see that little one? I don't know if y'all saw that or not. Something spooked at it. It wasn't me. He's going. There he goes. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna put this down. That might be a doe running from a buck. I'm gonna leave this. I did see an extra set of legs behind it over here in this cedar thicket. She was moving. And then she moved across that opening and came back across. There was maybe something over there too. But whatever was behind it wasn't moving as fast. And kind of messed me up when she crossed back over because he can get to her now and not have to be exposed if it's what I think it is. But it's either a predator after her, and there's bobcats here, and the rare mountain one, but I think that was another deer that was on her. I don't have a bleed. I don't have any kind of calls with me. Peyton's got all the rattling antlers and all that. That's pretty cool. See, they just come out of nowhere. Oh man, that's probably what she ran across from there. neighbor's dogs. Crap. I need to get them on video to show the owner. He told us to get pictures of them so you can see who they are. And have a talk with them about putting them up. That was interesting. Well, if they come up through here, whatever was over in this ticket might come out here. And get, it don't take it but just a second to get crazy. I don't like the sound of him yipping. He's probably chasing something. Or we don't have a dog season in Tennessee, and actually, the law is if I'm not even gonna finish what the law states, but if there's a nuisance dog interrupting the hunt and chasing wildlife, it's up to the landowner to handle it how they see fit, with no repercussions. And I do understand all sides of that. They're just being dogs, you know. But the way to handle it is go to the neighbor and ask if they can have, you know, put them up. But I'm not gonna do anything to a dog for being a dog, unless he's trying to eat me up like a mean dog. The situation changes. I'll most of the time you can fire a warning shot towards them. That's why we carry pistols. I got 357 on my hip, and you can fire one, you know, and safely. But that sound, they don't like the sound. It'll run them off usually. Now, I hadn't had to do it 3 or 4 times in my whole life, but I don't want to hurt them. Peyton could have spooked those deer earlier, because that's where he's over in here. Like I said, y'all, when I'm seriously hunting, I'm quiet. I know I'm just here having fun today, and I would go on a walk later, but often I'm up on kind of on this ridge, and there's signal here. But I guarantee you, if I walk 50 yards down that way or right over that way and go over that edge there won't be any signal. All right, y'all. Where are we from? We're from. This is. I don't know if you're talking to somebody in chat, but we're in southern Middle Tennessee, and actually, this is the south. This is right on the Marshall County, Lincoln County line. And so if we pull out of here and go to the left on that highway, 129, it goes directly to Lynchburg, where Jack Daniels is, and that's about from here, probably a 15-minute to 20-minute drive, maybe. And it's not that far. It's just curvy. Go over Chestnut Ridge, and you can't drive very fast. Now I can hear the highway from up here. It's so funny. You're so remote, but you can hear. And those are hills over there. Those are ridges. And we're not in mountains. We're not even in foothills, but these are big. This is this ridge system I keep talking about on the show. The dimple of the universe. It's a circle. Uh, in the middle is Nashville Basin. You know, I'm 50 miles from Nashville at my house, or 60. And but if you look on a map, or look on the Google Earth, this is the southern end of that ridge system, and it goes in a circle all the way around, goes north of Nashville, and that seems to be not where all of the Bigfoot activity is, but a lot, and for obvious reasons. I mean, you take and run a ridge like that right there. You see that ridge going across there. If I'm on top of that ridge and I run into a threat, I can go left or right and you know, be out of danger pretty fast or be hid. And that's where the deer travel. But God bless, there goes a whole herd of deer down there. They're coming this way, y'all. All right, hold on. And guess what's chasing them? Mm-mm-mm. They turned them. There was several deer. I'm looking at that. I can see the dogs from here. I think they may be coming this way. Might have to have a talk with them. See, those deer ain't bothering nobody. They were coming in here to eat. I bet you. They would have probably been scattered all out through there. More than likely, mamas and little ones, and maybe some small bugs. But who knows? Some, well, they could if those. Here's the dog right there. Hold on. I don't know if y'all can see him. He's about 10, 20, 35 to 40 yards, 35 yards probably. I can get him out of here. He's in between them trees there. He's peeing on everything. There's another one. There's his buddy. Little asshole. Damn it. Well, when that happens, your hunt's pretty much over with. Unless they go on and then, 'cause deer will, they will sit and watch until they have to go. Let's see if they come up through here. Let's see if I can call them in. I can't see them. They're probably confused right now. Oh, man. If they leave, those deer could come back, but it might take a while. There's another. You can't see those trees right over there, that fence row. If you go straight through that ditch and up the side of that hill, there's another um, group of wood. There's hardwoods like this, and they'll eat over there too. Um, where I've gotten all my deer is over there, and then catching them coming to and from that spot. But since he was going to go to that new spot on over here, I tell you what, he will put the he'll walk my fat butt to death. But I like it. Keeps me in some decent shape for a fat guy. So, well, that's probably 7 or 8 deer we've seen already. But they've been running for obvious reasons. I don't know what caused this one over here. There was a second deer I never got a good look at, and it was bigger. Could have been the mama. I don't know. The sun's getting on up in the sky there. Who we got? Oh, it's Miss Bobby. Flat Rock. Good morning. Good morning, y'all. Mark, work all night. Boy, night shift. I've done that 2 or 3 times in my life. It's rough. I don't know what you're making, but I was dealing with car parts on 2 of those jobs, and if they're behind, which they are most of the time, they run you 8-hour shifts will be, gravy sometimes because they'll run you 10 and 12 hours because day shift won't do nothing. Day shift complains. And then third shift has to pick up the slack usually. I know that ain't everywhere, but it's been my experience. Flat Rock, did you bring us some coffee? I bet Miss Bobby has some coffee. Yeah, Miss Bobby, you're right. Um, in every profession, there's people that get things done, and there's people that show up to draw a paycheck. And I never was lucky enough to have a job like that. Yeah, I'll tell you what, night shift is a different world. I opened our store up for 20 years at 6 a.m. every morning. And I got to where I didn't need an alarm clock. I would wake up, take my shower, ease into work. And then when, we had the store for 28 years, and statewide and the highway knocked us out of business in the name of progress. And I had worked in a factory before, but I went to work in a factory and on nights. And to this day, it's messed me up as far as sleeping. I can sleep. It's just I can't trust myself to get up. My job right now, I don't know what my schedule's going to be to that evening before, and then we'll come in, and I may have to get up at 4:30, or I may go in at 10, which those are nice surprises, but I kind of enjoy that because I don't, I get bored easy, and each day's different, so. Yeah, I don't know if I expect anything to come from this way. They're over at Barkin. Maybe they'll go around that way though. Come back up on Peyton. I was gonna get the sunrise coming in. We're getting people waking up, y'all. I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas. I know we had to cut back this year because everything's so expensive. But, you know, it's all about who's around us and who's still with us and making memories. I told every time somebody in the family passes away, it moves us up a rung in the ladder, and it don't take long. I'll be 53 in early January, and it's just I remember sitting in school in the 70s. The teacher said something that actually absolutely terrified me. It wasn't nuclear war. It wasn't anything like um, you would think the obvious, but she made one statement and it stuck with me. And I blame her for me being fat all my life, preparing. She made the statement that scientists believed back then that by the year 2020, there wouldn't be enough food for everybody on Earth. And me liking to eat, I spent all those years preparing. But she probably was right because now we got fake food. They've come up with ways to make fake food that it's not good for us. So Mark will tell you that. Production shut down early last night and started repairing equipment. Oh yeah, Mark, that's another thing. You can tell them something's worn out and about to break, but they'll run it until it breaks. When they could have been down for 2 hours, and then sometimes they might be down for longer if they have to make a part or order something or whatever. They won't shut it down for. They never have enough time to shut it down for 2 hours, but they always got time to fix a breakdown for a whole shift or two shifts or a couple days. One of my old military buddies, he said, I never understood companies. He said they never have enough money to do it right the first time, but they always got money to repair it 3 and 4 times. And what it is, each supervisor's not worried about it. They can get through the shift and let the next supervisor take the hit. They'll do it. If I had a factory, oh man, you learn a lot watching people and how they do each other. There's a lot of crap like that goes on. Their favorite word, run it, run it, run it till it won't run no more. Anyway, I don't want to be thinking about all that, but I see you, Mark. Oh, hey, me running my mouth, I ain't going to see nothing close. I hope Peyton does. Hey, y'all, I'm going to get off here and do a little serious hunting for a little bit, and I'm going to check on Peyton, make sure he's okay, and I'll text him, but appreciate y'all joining. I hope y'all have a good day. Merry Christmas, and you never know when you said, we might go live, and I know I'll have people like, I can't get to the video, but it'll take 24 hours for it to process through YouTube. All right, y'all. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.